Cuba. I'm Luke. I'm Susanna. I'm Billy. I'm Candy. I'm Mary.
And we are TNN Tiger News Network.
Good morning, Davil Elementary School, and welcome to another great broadcast of TNN Tiger News Network. I'm Coach Talbert, and I have with me Miss Mass. She's sitting in today. We have a reading zone, so she'll be here by herself in just a little bit. But before we get into any other announcements or the reading zone, let's go ahead and get some lunch.
I think it's time to get some lunch. Lunch, it's time for lunch. Lunch, it's time to munch, crunch, eat a bunch. It's time for lunch, not brunch. I'm starving. Lunch, lunch, it's time for lunch. Lunch, it's time to munch, crunch, eat a bunch. It's time for lunch, not brunch. Eat some cheese, peas, broccoli.
For lunch today, we're going to have beefaroni casserole, English peas, garden salad, choice of dressing, hot roll, fruit juice, and of course your choice of milk.
Miss Mass, you seem like you've done the lunch before.
I have.
You have, that's right. All right. Well, we're going to skip the weather because we do have the reading zone today. So, Miss Mass, I'm going to get out of your way and we'll go ahead and get right over to the reading zone.
Okay. Hey boys and girls, we are here for another reading zone. The past two reading zones I've talked to you about fluency, and I'm going to continue to do that today. For fluency, guys, when you are reading, you need to group words into meaningful phrases. One thing I like to call this is scoop reading. And what do I mean by scoop? Well, think about when you're eating your cereal in the morning. Do you take your spoon and pick up one Cheerio at a time to eat that cereal? No. If you did, you would take forever to eat a bowl of cereal. In order to eat a bowl of cereal, you scoop up several Cheerios at the same time. Well, when you are reading, it's the same thing. You have to group words all together as you're reading. If you read like this, it would, do you see that? It would take forever to get done with the book, just like it would take forever to get done with your cereal if you ate one Cheerio at a time. So as I'm reading, I want you to listen and see how I'm grouping words together into phrases. Now sometimes you don't, because you're doing the way that the sentence is written. You might have one word, but then you're going to have a few words together. So listen as I read. And I chose this book. This is Home Run, and it's about one of the greatest baseball players ever, Babe Ruth. And I chose it because this Saturday is opening day, and I'm looking forward to all of the softball and baseball that's going to happen come Saturday. So maybe some of you could hit a home run on Saturday. We'll see. All right, let's get started with our story. He is the babe. He has always loved this game, this baseball, but what he does not know yet is this. He will change this game he loves forever. He has always had this swing, this easy up-thrusting swing, this pretty swing, not taught by any coach. One day the babe just swung, and it was there. It was his. When he misses, you can hear the bat go swish. He twists round and round. Even his pop-ups rise higher than anyone else's, skyward, higher than the top of the great stadium. But sometimes Babe's body and Babe's bat and the small white ball are completely one. Then it is as it should be, smooth as silk, easy as air on the face, right as falling water. Then there is only the echoey, nothing quite like it sound and soft feel of the fat part of the bat on the center of the ball. Babe understands this feeling. He does not know when or where, but he waits for it. He wants it again and again. He watches the pitcher lean, rotate, rock back and forth. The leg wheels out, the arm whips over the head. Babe narrows his hunter-like gaze and strides into the pitch. Now that only the speck of whirling whiteness is there this time. He swings big. His bat comes down and around powerfully. He swings through the ball, always through the ball. There it is. The feeling that is like no feeling at all. The ball cracks off the bat, it soars far up in the air, and it passes first base, going. The fans crane their necks to follow, but Babe already knows the perfectness, the feeling, the boy fire inside the body of a man. He moves down the line slowly, he squints, he watches the ball disappear in a distant blaze of white shirts and blurred faces. Home run, gone. He trots with short steps across the loose dirt of the infield, over the soft hardness of the bases, beneath his spiked shoes, under the roar of cheering voices that falls on him like warm rain. He waves his cap to the huge calling out. He loves this moment. He is theirs, they are his. He is the Babe, and he has changed baseball forever. And that's the end of our story. So I hope that several of you this weekend hit the ball wonderfully, just like Babe Ruth. But I also hope that as you were reading this week and from now on, that you scoop your words into phrases so that it sounds more like you were talking. That is the end of our reading zone for this week. We will see you next week.
Miss Mass, thank you for that reading zone. You do a great job. I know a lot of kids really do appreciate it and get a lot out of the reading zone.
I had somebody today. I was looking for, or yesterday I was looking for a specific book. I wanted to do a baseball book, and I had some kids in the library that were helping me look for a baseball book. So thank you for helping me look for a baseball book. They were excited to help choose the book.
That's right, and you do, like I said, we have opening day this week, so that was a great book for reading zone today.
Yeah, all of our kids are going to be raring to go come Saturday morning.
Good deal. Well, we have Scantron testing coming up, and we've talked a lot about field day. Yesterday I sat down with Miss Miller talking about Scantron testing and field day, so let's go ahead and get over the interview with Miss Miller. I have Miss Miller on the show this morning, and for some reason she just loves being on TNN in front of this camera. But this morning, Miss Miller, we are going to talk a little bit about field day, Scantron testing, and some incentives that are going to be given out for different things for testing. Right. So, field day. We talked a little bit yesterday about behavior, and if you get into trouble, you know, you may not be able to participate at field day. Can you explain a little bit to the students about kind of what's going on with that?
Yes. Well, you definitely are not going to be rewarded for bad behavior. So if you get written up for a Class 2 referral, or if you're sent to the office for fighting especially, you are not going to be allowed to participate in field day.
Don't get in trouble. We want you to be at field day. We have a lot of neat things going on at field day this year, and Miss Miller has not seen our field day. She has no idea how large it is. So we want everybody to be at field days, and we want you to enjoy field day.
Absolutely.
Now, the most important thing, other than field day, is the big Scantron test that's coming up.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Scantron test and some of the incentives that you have come up with for Scantron tests.
Okay, Scantron testing will begin on April 15th. Scantron is our huge end of the year assessment that every student in grades 3rd through 6th grade will be taking. Every student in grades 3rd through 6th grade will take the reading and the math, and then 5th graders will also take the science portion of Scantron. I cannot stress to you students enough how important this test is. Guys, you have learned so much this year. Your teachers have worked hard, and you have worked hard. So let's do our best, and let's give 100% effort, and let's just show this entire county how awesome DES truly is and how much our students have accomplished this year, and do our best on this last Scantron test. This is the big test of the year. And since it is such an important test, we have some incentives. We have several teachers here at the school that are going to be going out into the community and collecting some gift certificates and prizes for you all. The way that you can qualify for some of these gift certificates and prizes will be if you show growth in reading. Your name will go into the hat for a drawing, and if your name is drawn out, you will get a prize. If you show growth in math, your name will go into the hat a second time, and you have the potential to have your name drawn again for a prize. If you have the highest score in reading or math or science for your class, then your name can go into the hat several other times. So let's say you showed growth in reading and math, and you had the highest score in reading and math. Your name is already in the hat 4 times. So you have the potential to have your name drawn many, many times. Also, there is an end of the year target with Scantron. Every student has an end of the year target that Scantron has figured out for you. Any student that meets their end of the year target also will get their name in the hat. So you have many, many opportunities to have your name put into the drawing more than one time. So if your name is drawn, it could be drawn more than once. So you have a probability of getting a pretty good prize. We have gift certificates to local restaurants, McDonald's, Subway, Jack's, Niffers. There'll be other prizes that are collected from certain shops around town. So you definitely want to be in that drawing as many times.
So I know we talked a little bit about overall growth, and we wanted to connect that also to field day. So you and I even talked about that if you were breathing this year in school, you should be able to show some type of growth,
right?
in the classroom. So are we still using that as far as a field day type thing?
Yes, back to field day. The only way you will be able to participate in field day this year is if you show growth in reading and math on your Scantron. So when you take the Scantron test in just a couple of weeks, you must improve in reading and math from what you scored back in the fall when you took the first test in order to be able to participate in field day. And like Coach Talbert said, if you have been coming to school all year, you should improve, okay? You took the first test in August. It is now April.
Yeah.
You have learned a lot of good stuff this school year. So I know that every student in this building has improved tremendously.
We know you can do it, Miss Miller. I want to thank you for coming on and explaining all of this, because we're going to have a great field day.
No
want
doubt.
them to be there.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Something like you have never seen before.
Sounds
It's
like
going to drive you crazy. But Miss Miller, thank you for coming on this morning and explaining all this, giving all this information to the students at David Elementary School. And you're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
Can you hand me my money now? Oh, I thought you was paying me to do that. Say that. You're not paying me to say? Okay. No, she does a great job. We're fortunate to have you. Anything you want to say to the kids before we go?
Guys, I know how smart you all are. I know how hard you work this year. Teachers, I know what a wonderful job you do each and every day. You all go above and beyond, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Let's show everybody what a jewel DES really is. When we do our best, we not only should do it for ourselves, but for our families, for our community. Let's just show everybody how awesome DES truly is. I think so many of you deserve so much credit that you're not getting every day, and I just want you to shine. So let's do our best. Good luck.
You heard it from your very own assistant principal, Miss Miller. All right. Well, like Miss Miller said, there's several things you got to do. We have a lot of incentives for Scantron testing and field day. The behavior. We have make sure that you are behaving and don't get sent to the office for any reason really, because we want everyone to attend field day. Yes. So make sure you stay out of trouble. Okay, Miss Mass, you got any Scantron? Anything you want to say about Scantron?
Just remember that what you're learning right now is what's going to be on the Scantron, and if you are misbehaving and not in class, you can't learn that. But just the main thing too is to just try your best. Don't go in there and just click a button just because you're ready to be done with the test. Go in there, read the questions, read the answers, and take your time and do the best, because this test is not timed.
That's right.
So you have the time to take this test, and it's not, when it comes to test taking, being first is not the best.
All right, Miss Mass, I know we've talked about field day and we talked about Scantron test.
Yes.
I think if every kid in this school improved and came up on the Scantron test scores from the fall, I'm calling Mr. Kirby out. I say that we can duct tape Mr. Kirby to the wall in the gym and pie in the face. What do you think?
I think that'd be pretty fun.
Mr. Kirby, think about it now. Think about this. Students improving in the school.
Yes.
If every student, I'm saying every student, not the majority, every student show improvement on their Scantron test, we get to duct tape Mr. Kirby to the wall in the school, and somehow we'll figure out who will do the pie to the face. We'll let Miss Miller do the pie to the face. All right, Miss Miller, you get to do the pie to Mr. Kirby's face in the gym if every student in the school improves on their Scantron test.
Guys, that would be something to see.
That
Y'all
would
need
be.
to improve on this test.
Yes, she's been wanting to throw a pie in his face for a long time. So there you have it. I'm calling it. That's the deal. All right, Miss Kirby, let's shake on it. See, he shook on it. Left,
I
right
see
hand.
it too.
He's left-handed. Yeah, there you go. All right.
That sounds great.
I
I
think
think that's an awesome plan.
He'll find out about this tonight when I finish it up. All right, Ms. Maddox, once again, thanks for coming on the show.
Yes.
And that brings us to the end of another great broadcast of TNN Tiger News Network. And as we always say, have a great day or not,
The choice is yours.